And yes, we are breaking down the brackets tonight with Stan Norfleet, the new guy from SportsTalk 790's Next Up. Great to have you, Stan.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me, man.
You know, you came from Charlotte, North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
So I got to believe you're an expert on basketball.
Yeah, I'm also ACC alumnus, University of Virginia. Yeah, Tobacco Road. It's a real thing for me.
All right, but that's not all on the show tonight. Matt Musil, who do you have?
Chris Gordy, of course, we know Chris from SportsTalk 790. Also from the SEC, the Locked On SEC podcast. Boy, you've got some great SEC teams in this bracket.
A lot of good ones, Matt, including the top seed Alabama. They're controversial, they're good, they're loaded.
They're not good. They're very good. Wow.
All right, Stan, we're going to start with this. The toughest region of the four regions. We have it on the board here. Give me your toughest region of the four.
Well, at first glance, I was going over there to the Midwest, but
Okay.
to no avail. Let's go. Can't believe I'm doing this. Let's go to the West side.
The West.
I'm going out west upon further review. Start with the reigning champion. They're the Kansas Jayhawks there. Look at Eric Musselman, Arkansas. Very competitive program. We know what he has done. There's Ricky Pitino and Iona. Iona can be competitive as well. Drew Timme and the Zags down there. And then, of course, UCLA has been quiet. They say the Pac-12 isn't so good this year.
Is UCLA quiet, though? I don't know. West, you know, I was not cheating.
Oh, I pulled him over there.
I had the West, too, because I was looking at the net ratings.
Okay.
You have Kansas, UConn, Gonzaga, and UCLA. Those are four of the top 9 teams in the net ratings. So that's why I went West as well. So we've both got West. Let's go over to Matt and Chris. Guys, what do you have for your toughest region?
All right, Chris, because you're one of our guests, who are you going to go with?
Yeah, I mean, I hate to hop on the bandwagon, guys, but it's the West. I mean, when you talk about the reigning national champs in Kansas and all the talented teams that are out there like Gonzaga and, of course, Arkansas and UCLA and UConn, I mean, the West is absolutely loaded. It's a juggernaut. Literally any team could come out of this from the top seeds or even some of those dangerous lower seeds. Like I said, Northwestern, TCU, the West is dangerous.
2 purple teams there. You know, I was thinking East because it looks really tough. You got Purdue. Memphis is so good. You put them up, they're really good. But I'm gonna go Midwest. Will you take the hyphen? Is that good enough?
That'll work.
I might run off. But you look at the Midwest, of course, University of Houston there, Iowa's there. I would pitch Buzz Williams because I love to pick coaches. Okay, picking teams, coaches, and point guards. Coaches and backcourt play. So I would pick A&M to go further, but I got to go with Texas. That is very tough. I mean, I think it's a tough, yes, I agree with you guys, the West is tough, but the Midwest is tough, and I could have gone also with the East, but I'm going to pick Midwest as the toughest region.
All right, we still have these brackets in our hands, obviously. Texas, A&M, Houston, all in that Midwest bracket. Was the tourney committee sending a message that we don't want perhaps 2 Texas schools in that Final Four? What is your take that they put all those powerful schools from Texas in one bracket?
Yeah. You know, this committee, there's no consistency, and they always have these agendas and motives. You're absolutely right there. We do get a treat early on, though. I'm sensing maybe A&M versus UT, and then I get UT U of H in the Elite Eight. So we will see some competitive games there. Just won't be here in Houston.
And how do you guys feel about this fact that we have Texas, A&M, and Houston all in the same bracket?
Chris?
I love that we can get Texas versus Texas A&M in the second round. Look, we know when you got veteran guard play and upperclassmen that have been there, done that, that's what this Aggie group has. Buzz Williams, really good coach, second straight year, took the Aggies to the championship game of the SEC tournament. So when you talk Tyrese Radford and Wade Taylor, so much experience there. Look out for the Aggies.
So yeah, that's what I would have said but they're going up against the Longhorns. I don't know if I can pick against the Ags in that case. Here's the thing, so many fans around here wanted U of H versus Texas or Texas A&M in the Final Four, right? That was the dream matchup. They have a couple of Texas teams. And Jason, I think you're right. I think the committee just said, look, we're not having that. You've got an advantage, and we're not going to do that. So we're going to go with that and go with the committee. I think U of H will reign, but we'll see. I would have loved to see them spread out more.
All right, well, we will have our Final Four picks coming up here. More March Madness still ahead on KHO 11 Sports Extra. We are back on Sports Extra. Of course, too many schools, not enough time. So let's do this right there, Stan. Final Four picks. Who do you have going to Houston?
We do have a Texas team.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that Sasser injury has me concerned. It's the University of Texas. I love what interim coach Rodney Terry has done. Marcus Carr has been amazing as well. Out of the West, reigning national champions, Kansas Jayhawks. I'm taking them to come to Houston. Love what Penny Hardaway is doing at Memphis. They got after it today. I'm taking Memphis out of the East, and we're going to roll with the Tide in the South.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
All right, I have Alabama.
Yep.
I'm going Tennessee, which is ranked very high, number 4 in the net rating. So I have Tennessee coming out of the East, UCLA coming out of the West. The Sasser injury has me concerned as well. So I'm going to say Texas. So I'm going to say Texas, UCLA, Tennessee, and Alabama. Now let's go to Fort Worth, where Daniel Gotera has his picks. Daniel.
As for my Final Four selections, I'm going to start with Alabama. The number 1 overall seed is playing great basketball right now after they knocked off Texas A&M in the SEC title game. In the East, I'm actually going to go with Duke because I don't think Purdue gets through Memphis in the round of 32. I like this Tiger basketball team, especially with the way they're playing right now. In the Midwest, I'm going to go with U of H to eventually beat Texas in the Elite Eight. And out West, I'm going to go with UCLA. Yes, they lost to Arizona, but the Bruins have played some really good ball. That's an experienced group that could be dangerous if they get to Houston. Guys, back to you in the studio.
All right, so those are Daniel's picks as well. Very interesting. Now let's send it over to the other side of the studio. Matt and Chris, who do you guys have going?
All right,
Final Four picks.
Chris, let's hear it.
Yeah, so I've got Alabama. Look, they've been the best team all year long, so I've got them coming out of the South. I just don't think anybody's going to be able to beat them. Javon Cornerly coming off the bench, been so good. When you have that scoring threat, I'd like Alabama there. I like Houston in the Midwest. Look, I'm going to go full homer. I hope Sasser gets fully healthy. Kelvin Sampson's done such a good job with that team. And can you imagine the Cougs here at home in the Final Four? It will be electric. I like Stan's thought. I got Memphis coming out of the East. They've won 6 of their last 7. They just beat U of H to win the AAC tournament, so I like Memphis. And how about UCLA, the 2 seed in the West? Jalen Clark out for the season, but they still got the offense that you need. They've won 12 in a row prior to losing Arizona the other night, so UCLA, I like them.
Hey, shout out to TSU. I think they're going to win their first 4 game against Fairleigh Dickinson because Coach Johnny Jones said, man, we want Purdue. Those players want to go up against Purdue. They will not beat Purdue, but Memphis will. And Memphis will march all the way to the Final Four, beating my K-State Wildcats in the Elite Eight. Memphis will make the Final Four out of the East. In the South, I'm going to go with Chris Gordy. I hate to agree with this guy too much, but I think Baylor, Alabama in the Elite Eight, and then Alabama advances into the Final Four. The West, I'm a K-State grad, but I've got to pick KU here. I can't go with UCLA. I've got to pick Kansas. Bill Self has had some health issues. I think he'll be 100%. And you know how tough KU is, man. They're loaded with talent. And in the Midwest, you said you're going to go full homer. Why not? We're in Houston. I love the U of H Cougars. I think Marcus Sasser will be 100%. Even if he's not, they're a very good basketball team. That was not their best today, but we are going to see U of H best. They're going to get to the Final Four, so Alabama, UH, Memphis, and KU, that's my Final Four.
I'm a little concerned, though, about U of H in the sense, not just Marcus Sasser, there are stretches where this team has trouble scoring. Yeah. And I think that is a real issue, and they're not a great free throw shooting team either. Yeah. So, yes, defense, energy, they bring it, but I think there are some concerns when you're the number 1 seed and you have your star player 75, 80, 90%. I don't know.
For me, it's the territory. We haven't seen anybody make the Final Four and win it in their home site.
Yeah. Chris, Matt, what do you guys feel about U of H when you look at them big picture in terms of some of the little things about what they do and what they don't do?
Time to make history. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, we know how good they are defensively. That's how they're going to have to get it done. We've seen them make deep runs doing that in years past, that elite level defense. Kelvin Sampson has said first 2 days of practice on a normal practice week, they're spending it all defense. But let me give a quick warning, Matt, for anybody who's picking a bunch of 1 seeds in their Final Four, 8 of the last 12 years, there's been 1 seed or less. So if you got 3 1 seeds in your bracket, go ahead and erase that and start over because the odds are not in your favor.
Yeah, I agree with that. But U of H, in spite of what Jason says, I agree with that. The offense does bog down at times, but you've got a couple of guys that weren't with the team last year, and they are major players on offense. Tremont Mark, this guy could light up at any moment. Marcus Sasser, I think he will be back. Even if he's not 100%, I think they get deeper into the tournament when he will be. And Jarris Walker, he's a guy that he is playing for NBA scouts. Every time he laces up his sneakers, he's a difference maker on offense. He needs to bring his A game, and if that's the case, they'll have enough offense. I agree with Jason. They have trouble at the free throw line. That seems like it's a tradition at the University of Houston, but I think they'll have enough offense, Jason.
All right, Chris Gordy and Stan Norfleet from Sports Talk 790's next up. Guys, thanks for being with us tonight on Sports Extra.
Had a blast. Appreciate it. Don't hold me to my bracket. This could change at any moment. Gordy, get your ass off my bracket.
Yeah.